Good evening, race fans. Happy Friday, and welcome to the Friday Night Ryco Performance Top Split. Ryco Performance Friday Night Top Split, live from the virtual Talladega Superspeedway on GridVision. I am Joe LaCastro, joined by Sheldon Atkins, and in the truck by Austin Derbyshire, and we're going to bring you the best iRacing has to offer here. Sheldon, how are you tonight?
I'm doing all right. Not quite sure what I need to do with my hands, though, but excited for another wonderful race here from the Talladega Superspeedway. So much action, so much chaos. NiS tonight, man, this is going to be a show.
All right, Talladega, the big one. We love this track every time it comes around. Any details about Talladega you want to talk about?
A couple. Just a handful. Maybe we can get that old feed over here. Let's start off with the keys of the race. First thing I want to talk about, snow blindness in cats. It's affecting more and more cats every year. So many cats every year getting affected by snow blindness, and honestly, it scares the living hell out of me.
Scary stuff.
Number two, I want to talk about packs of stray dogs that are taking over most of our major cities here in the United States. If you see a stray dog, just go lay down next to it. You don't have to know it. It doesn't have to know you. He'll be your friend. And then third of all, following the packs of stray dogs, I think this one fits. Do not die. Do not perish. Try to keep this thing in one piece tonight, man. It's Talladega. There's going to be a lot of chaos, a lot of crashes. Be patient, ride, wait to find your chance, and keep the corners on her.
That's right. We got 94 laps coming up here at Talladega. Let's look at the weather conditions here at the track. Oh, let's go to picks. I gave my pick this evening. We'll do weather after that. My pick this evening, Nicholas Roman. I would like to see a Roman win.
Roman,
number 2
solid
car
pick
tonight.
That's a solid pick. He made some really, really dicey moves. Got a lot of track position Monday night. I think he'll be good tonight too. But I got to go with the GridVision homer. Broadcasted him earlier in the season. I got to go with Ed Shearer Jr. I felt like he was really good Monday night, and I think tonight he might find that extra little 10% that he was missing to get that win.
And Derbyshire is going with Levine. Levine? Levine. I want to make sure I say that right. With Levine. Excellent. Conditions over at Talladega, 85 degrees in the air, 107 on the track. Partly cloudy with beautiful day for a race. Let's take a look at the schedule here. We're going to talk about what's coming up next week on the old GridVision. This is the week of October 7th through the 13th. Starting on Tuesday, we're going to Charlotte for we're going to Charlotte for race 1, and race 2 is Talladega. Tuesday, we've got the Spartan Sim Racing League at Charlotte also. Thursday, Chicagoland Speedway for High Slide. And Friday, back to Charlotte for some more top split action.
Not just Charlotte, man. The Roval. That's going to be
correct.
That's going to be a wild night of racing both evenings.
You're absolutely right. I should have noted that the Roval is going to. I was just saying Charlotte, but that's going to completely different beast.
I hate that place, man. I wish we could just bulldoze it all down personally, but it'll be fun to call.
Let's just flatten it. Well, right now, what we're going to do is we're going to run down the list of guys who are in this race, and let's start with the top 10. Moving on, in the first place, pole position, Garrett Maines. Second, we've got Tommy Gossett. Third, Brandon Bakey. Fourth, Richard Garcia. Fifth, Talon Smith. Sixth, Alex Murray. Seventh, that's Channing Baloo. 8th, Scott Perfetti. 9th, Brandon Evans. And 10th, James Holzer.
In 11th place, we've got Corey Ainsing, followed by Justin Levine on the outside in 12th. 13th is going to be Wesley Parker with Nicholas Roman in 14th. 15th place is going to be Clayton Hoffman, followed by Aaron Vasquez in 16th. 17th is going to be Joseph Gulata with Zach Rinker in 18th. 19th place is going to be J.R. Barbarema, and rounding out your top 20 is going to be Matt DiCiani.
Moving on to 21, that's Benjamin White. 22, that's Brandon McKissick. 23, Brendan Lichtenberg. And 24, Kenny Brady. 25, Logan York. 26, Ed Shearer Jr. 27, James Bomer. 28, James Houghton. 29, Rocky Boyd III. And the 30th spot goes to Brandon Schmidt.
In 31st, we're going to have Benjamin Forrester with Cole Hopper in 32nd. 33rd is going to be Joseph Pisciata with Maggie McGuire in 34th. 35th is going to be June Salim with Patrick Gitter in 36th. And rounding out the 37 car field is going to be Sean Anderson.
Woo! Nice full field tonight. 37 cars. Plenty of space to throw it, but plenty of space to blow it. We want to see lots of green flag racing. Obviously, this is going to be tough. Look at that Ryco twofer on the front line there. As our cameras fly around, Tommy Gossett and Garrett Maines repping their guys on the front there. That's the 1 and the 80.
It's a 1 through 3 actually, and it looks like hang on, scroll back there to Bikey in that 29 machine. Or did he miss the grid? Because that looks like Pierce there on the inside.
I think Brendan Bikey's there.
Who's that? He's got the 27 stuck on the side of it. I thought that was one of the other Ryco boys, but look at that Bikey getting. Oh, Byko. There we go. Okay, I see it on the side.
Coming around now, getting ready.
It says Goose head on the hood, man. Whoever designed that needs to get paid extra because that is
wow. The more you look at it, the crazier it gets. That is a wonderful wrap for that car of the 29 machine, Brandon Bikey.
Hit me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Bikey has been running the Ryco equipment the majority of this season, if not the full season.
Well, I'm not going to hit you because I can't confirm it.
I'm not sure how all of that boils down, but I mean, technically speaking, it is a Ryco 1, 2, 3 on the front here.
Hey, well, they've got a chance here tonight to make this top split look really, really good. It's a good place to start with 3 of your guys in a row at the top of the team, at the top of the grid. Excuse me. As we're coming around now into 3 and 4, getting ready to head toward the green flag and the start finish. So let's see what Ryco can do. Maybe they can pull it off. Keep these guys up front. Maybe move up a few other guys. I think I see one more Ryco car in there.
94 laps and 36 other cars standing in the way of them on this one, though.
Oof.
There's a lot of things that can go on. Everything we saw Monday night, you know, with the smaller 27-car field, you can kind of throw that out the window because you're going to have so much more momentum with the pack here tonight than what we've seen all week.
Yep.
So,
yep.
A lot of time for crazy moves.
And speaking of moves, here we go. They're getting ready to make them as we come down to the start-finish line. Talladega wins the big one going to be, folks. You just got to hold your breath like the rest of these guys. Coming around, looking for the zone, and there we go on GridVision.
Green flag in the air.
Yep.
Richard Garcia up to the rear bumper. Tommy Goss giving him a huge shot down here to turn number 1. Going to get Tommy close to clear, but that bottom line is going to form up a little bit later into the corner here, and it's going to pull Garrett Maines back up here to the point.
Maines now with the nose out front. Gossett really holding on. He's on the inside. We got one guy going down below the yellow back there as we're 3 wide across the lines here for second and third. The outside line really pushing, massive push now to Tommy Gossett, running like a freight train almost.
Lap 1 with a massive block to the outside lane. Tommy Gossett goes up and throws the door shut on that 17 machine on the outside of James Holzer. That could have been a huge issue very early into this thing, but thankfully everybody's settling in a little bit.
Absolutely. Gossett, unfortunately, having to fall back a little ways. He lost a number of positions to that, getting shoved out of the way of Maines and Bikey. They now are delivering this on the top line here. Everybody's lined up in the top and bottom line. That middle line is going to spell death for you speed-wise. But we'll see what happens as Garrett Maines comes around to give us the end of what would be lap 2.
Right now, that bottom line, where'd Levine come from significantly deeper into the field? He's already got himself up here to the point on the inside with the 95 machine of Roman back there pushing him. Ryco teammates running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. So they come through 3 and 4 to take the second lap.
Wow. These 2 columns are making it look really good. One's a little bit loose there coming out of the turn, but then they straighten it out again. No one wants to lose that speed early on. There's not going to be any breaks, no stages, so it really is just a matter of getting that momentum early, knowing how your pit strategy is going to work, and making it work for you here.
Yeah, also what you're seeing right now, too, with them tapering off from each other so far and on the straightaways, it's that outside line, trying everything they can to avoid getting side drafted here early. You get that car on the inside pulling you back a little bit, and it's really going to slow you down on these straightaways, trying to make the most of that momentum to push them down the straightaway into the corner to try and get some kind of advantage to get those spots potentially.
Bikey's trying to make his move back up. Unfortunately, he looks like he's going to slot back down in the bottom line and make a little bit of time back. Nicholas Roman briefly led the race there, but they're going back and forth with Justin Levine on the bottom line. Roman now throwing it to the middle a little bit. Was he looking for it? Maybe. Didn't quite have the speed to get it out.
Oh, we got spin. Huge crash. That looked like,
Whoa.
that looked like violence.
Was that Ryco on Ryco? Let's have a look here.
See how he just dives it down.
Wow, yeah, he straight up just
That was
decided to make a left turn.
That's a memeable moment right there.
Kind of a questionable left turn from the 40. Was it the 41?
I think for some reason he thought that he was clear down there, but he wasn't the 27 machine. But I don't even know how you could think that he was clear as you see him just drive through Bikey like he wasn't even there.
Yeah,
That's...
yeah, something really, really suspect there, spotter-wise. Either a missed call or something, but it does take a couple of racers out for a bit. It does give us our first yellow of the night, lap 5 of 94. And we'll see what happens here.
Luckily for everybody involved, though, I doubt that there was really any damage delivered. Didn't look like anybody hit anything or got run over too bad. Just a couple lazy spins with a little bit of contact. So everybody should be good going forward here.
A little bumping, a little spinning, all below the line. No one really hitting the wall. Fingers crossed that we can keep most of the cars on the field. It looks like Houghton's going to fall back to the 37th position here, which gives Roman the lead.
Say one thing. I wish we had our in-race reporter this week, Levine, up here in P3.
Yeah.
Crawled from pretty deep back in the pack to get himself up here.
And if any racers are listening into the broadcast, you're welcome to let us know if you'd like to give your thoughts also.
I don't know. We might have to screen some of them calls after the past couple weeks.
I'll have my finger hot on the censor button. And here comes everybody taking an early advantage of that yellow flag situation.
We'll say Smith in that 4 car is that is the most jarring paint scheme out there tonight.
Oh, race reporter's on his way. It looks like you might get your wish here.
Oh, there he is. Let's see if we can bring him up here into the booth with us. Oh, hang on.
Let me grab him and move him. Oh, there you go.
Hey, Justin, Sheldon up here in the booth, man. How's she running tonight?
Oh, she's running good. What can I hear?
Flying through them out there, man. How's the competition looking for you tonight?
This field's always competitive, so it's hard to judge this early on. It just right now, I think everyone's getting used to run through wide and who can push and who can't and what their cars can do. But I wasn't expecting a wreck back there already this early on, but we'll see. We're going to restart 4th here and see how the intensity level picks up from here.
So who you probably ran like about 150 of these races this week, right? So my question for you right now is, who do you think in this field right now, who do you think the best plate racers are out there aside from yourself? Who
Any of the Ryco cars. Any of them, even the Conti cars, both their setups are on par, and they got some of the best drivers, both teams. So I'll definitely look out for one of them. But Ryco's got the numbers tonight, so once you see all those red cars link up, watch out.
All right. Well, thank you for the Hendrick Motorsports answer there, Justin. And going ahead and get out there, sawing that wheel and dig. Let's see if you can get the thing in victory lane for us this evening.
Good try.
Oh. Let's see. It's a good question. Let's take a look. Sets of tires, 4. Yes, the number of tire limits in this race is 4.
Fun fact, I actually ran one of these last night, the fixed.
Yeah.
It went
How'd you
great
do?
until 10. Yeah, it went great till 10 to go, and then stuck in the second pack. Lap car tried to come back down on me after I kind of muscled him out of the way to try and get in line to make a few moves to get up to the top 5,
Mhm.
and it killed me. I think they turned the cautions off last night. That's what I think happened.
Oh,
We had some
no.
huge wrecks that never brought a flag. So
Well, turning them off will make the race go a little bit faster, but it's not going to be justice for the folks that are getting spun. That's for sure.
oh, no. If it can happen, it typically happens to me.
Oh, little Murphy's Law.
Yeah,
It can go wrong. It will go wrong.
It has been a rough stretch. Some of it self-inflicted, some of it not. But
Well, here we're just watching the race, so you don't have to worry about that.
right now, though, lights out on the pace car, getting ready to go green here. Nice little break for these guys to kind of sit there, come up with a little bit of a strategy. See, everybody came down, took a little bit of extra fuel, trying to cut into that fuel save that they'll have to do later on in this thing to make it to pit road. Going to be 2 stops on the night here, so.
Yep. And it looks like up at the front, Garrett Maines and Justin Levine. I just talked to him.
It's Levine.
It's Levine. Justin Levine. I just talked to him. Justin Levine up at the front with Garrett Maines.
Yeah, that's
I
one of
know.
our
I got to
bosses,
get the
man.
name right. I got to get the name right. Levine. Pardon me. I want to make sure I get that right. Anyways, up there at the front, 10 places up from where he started. There goes the pace car. We know the start zone's a little bit further back at Talladega, so everyone's just chomping at the bit, getting ready to hit the gas. 2 beautiful columns of cars. No one's out of the race yet. Everybody's shaking off that first early wreck, looking for the zone. And we are green once again tonight at Talladega.
And clean so far through the pack.
Levine on the outside, he makes the first push to get the nose out in front of the pack. He doesn't quite have it by a length, though. He's going to end up falling back as Maines just gets that massive shove from the 25 of Brendan Evans.
Oh, and Ensing going to dive down to the bottom and leave Levine out to dry. Levine stuck in the middle now, going backwards. No help. Finally gets a little bit of a push from that 21 machine behind him. And
Up on the outside.
It's going to shoot them by the 2-car tandem of Bikey and Gossett up on the outside.
I was wondering if they were going to have to resync up with the outside, how it was going to go. It looks like Levine is staying in that center lane, kind of hoping someone sticks down there or he can find a spot in the bottom line, but it looks like he wants the middle row. Big push from Benjamin White there as he taps it.
Benjamin White and that exhaust machine just absolutely sent Levine into a different zip code with that shot. A huge slam going into turn number 1. Helps get Levine down on the bottom and clear as he comes back up to the top now, trying to make a line work on the outside with Brandon Schmidt. That's the thing about Levine, man. I've raced with that guy for a long time on here. We've been friends since, 2018 or so. And this dude, when it comes to the plate tracks, you cannot get him to sit still.
Yeah, he's always changing lanes.
If he's at the lead, he's blocking both lanes. If he's trying to get to the lead, he does not roll over. He doesn't quit. Every lap of every race that he runs at these super speedways, he is on it, trying to find a way into the picture.
Well, he's doing excellent right now, tailing Schmidt, who is also tailing Evans, as everyone is giving each other a little bit of a push, as still on the outside right now. On the outside is the Exalta car of Benjamin White. White now losing his push. Vroman, though, jumps back up to help him out. We're fluctuating between 2 wide, 3 wide up here at the front. Still a very, very heavy race as we go now into the turn.
Oof, huge block from Maines.
Yeah. Can't tell if he was just throwing it too hard in there or if he was really blocking that top line.
No, he covered 3 lanes going into turn number 3 there. Went all the way up against the outside wall to get to his teammate Levine in that 1 machine behind him. I think a part of it is he doesn't trust that car on his inside to his rear bumper. And the second part is he knows that GridVision machine with Justin Levine is going to be going somewhere. Why not go up there and try and take it and go with him?
Really incredible move from crossing the whole track going up there. I thought the worst for a second, but you know, with a careful turn, and Garrett Maines made it work, and everybody saw him coming. So we keep racing. 2 beautiful columns right now into the inside now. Goes the white car. Who is that? That's the 19 machine of Logan York. He thinks he's got something, but I'm not so sure. York joined by the 17 of Tommy Goss, or excuse me, Brendan Lichtenberg.
Yeah, and you see Maines right here. You saw him in the straightaway, all the way up on the door of those cars in the bottom. Straightaway, bringing it up against the fence, trying to get out of that side draft range, trying to build that momentum like I was talking about earlier. Get down the corner, though, try to side draft and pull them apart in the corner so you can make that line charge. Here we go, huge move and a cross down to the bottom. Tommy Gossett up to the lead, and a huge block on Maines coming into 1.
Huge move. Gossett zigzagging his way to the front, saying nothing's getting my way. Massive wall bump just there by Brandon McKissick. Wow, that was one of the most impressive moves of the race so far by Tommy Gossett. But unfortunately, it looks like the pack on the outside is going to make the move a little bit irrelevant. If somebody comes down and blocks him now, that big push that he just had isn't really going to take him very far. But the 15 pushes his way out to the front.
This right here, and big respect to these guys. A lot of respect before I say this, but this is pattern recognition from I don't know what 100 plate races that I've been wrecked out of. You got 2 guys up here at the front, Tommy Gossett, Garrett Maines, both really talented drivers. The problem right now that I'm seeing is they are being incredibly aggressive with the blocks, doing everything they can to stay up here at the front. And you can block all day, right? But you throw one block just the slightest bit wrong, it's 10, 15 cars spinning down the back straightaway, flipping. You gotta be very careful and calculated with it. And here comes Levine down to the bottom.
Levine second right now, second to Maines. Tommy Gossett on the inside line has lost a lot of space as the 2 upper lines have just fallen into place. It looks like Gossett's down to 13th. Maines still hold on to the lead though. Levine right behind him, going back and forth between the top and bottom lane. Also mixed in there is Brandon Evans. He's right behind Levine, taking advantage of the speed that he's getting on that bottom line.
I just feel like everybody's being way too dicey right now. Way too early to be making some of the moves that we've seen. As you see it start to taper back now a little bit, get the 3rd lane way up against the wall, kind of just riding, probably fuel saving a little bit. Handful of Rycos in the mix-up, Ryco cars in the mix-up there. And these guys up here at the front, it's top 5. They're absolutely dogging each other. Nose to tail, trying to form some kind of a breakaway to this pack behind them.
They really are, and there's not a ton of, there is a ton of room for them to do it, but if they're going to try to get the lead here with just those cars in a line, they're going to have to make a pass without the help of a line from the outside, which does not quite have the speed to keep up with those guys down on the inside right now, who are flying. Really, really making a good pace there.
Here we go, huge run for the 31 machine of Ensing.
Here he comes, a little bit wiggly.
Seemingly out of thin air. He's got a huge shot coming from that 20 machine behind him. Oh, they're going to cycle off behind him. The Ryco car is going to pull out of this draft, leave them out to dry. The 20 machine stuck in the middle going backwards now.
Yep, looks like a bit of a checkup, barely even. Levine doesn't hit the brakes at all as the 31 bumps into him a little bit. Ensing getting a good push. Ryco cars lined up on the outside now. They're getting their speed. We're on 15 of 94 and we're going strong.
15 of 94, and you think it's lap 90 the way these guys are racing right now. Tommy Gossett in charge of the pack with Nick Vroman and Garrett Maines directly behind him. And look at McKissick, that 16 machine. Absolutely blank red Chevy up here in the mix. That's what we see. That's what we love about Talladega. If you got a good car and you know how to do, run your lines, man, you can get a good finish here.
McKissick just threw a fantastic block to the outside, took the outside line and folded it back down, said, "Not today, fellas. If you want to get in line behind me."
Levine still pushing that 31 machine of Ensing down there on the bottom.
We see them come around through the trial like this. We get that squishing moment where everybody kind of lines up together, and then that's when that center line sometimes can make its move. Speaking of
man, that's 16. It's all the way up against the wall. cut it down in the middle, got a huge shot from one of the Ryco cars, then bailed out as soon as somebody came down in front of him, went back up to the top. That picked him about 3 spots there.
He is dogging Tommy Gossett right now. Slammed into him. Gave him a really good shove. Gossett holding on tight. He's behind Vroman, but he was behind Maines for a second.
Oh, this is where it might get dicey. Oh, Maines. Or sorry, Gossett bailed out just in time because that could have been huge. Maines with a late cover to the outside. While you had a rear view full of the 16 machine. 16 basically had the tires lifted off the ground for Tommy Gossett. Smart move for Gossett to get it down to the bottom and avoid calamity because that would have been a huge incident.
He's Roman on the outside, squeezing Gossett down to the inside, forcing them to keep that line nice and steady. Almost pinching off the center line, but it's still there. Being led right now by Rocky Boyd. We haven't seen him in the race yet. Ooh, Boyd almost to the back of the 16. 16 with nowhere to go, goes back to the outside. Boyd holds that middle line. He's got a little bit of a push. And now he's up with the Rycos.
Rocky Boyd, that's somebody that doesn't get talked about a lot, but has been a part of the A Open and NIS series for a long time. As far back as I can remember, it's about 2019. I think was around the year that he showed up. Good seeing him still out here running. You see McKissick, he just does not want to be anywhere. He can't make up his mind. He's top, bottom, middle.
Absolutely. He's been flying around, to be honest. But so has just about everybody at the front. As you can see, we are 3 wide, several cars back. Garrett Maines up there, and he's been wiggling around a little bit. Boyd is up 26 positions.
Oh,
he's currently in
up here at the lead.
4 wide at Talladega for the lead.
Oh, and it's not going to work. Vasquez
here it
turned.
is. We've got Reckon early in the pack. Several cars taken out as everybody dives down to the inside.
Benjamin White caught in it. Barbarema, the 10.
We're going to get a replay of that.
You knew it was coming. As soon as you saw that 5, make that late taper up there to the top. See the 16 gets a little wiggle, a little bit of net code.
Yeah.
That's all she wrote for a handful of these guys. That could have been so much bigger, too.
Really could have been. Boyd able to save, keep just barely ahead of that wreck. Even though he was just behind it. Here we see a little contact maybe. Yeah, net code.
No, wasn't even there. That's the sad part. Neither one of the points of contact actually came from Rocky Boyd. It was just one of those situations where they were so stuffed up there that the iRacing's predictive did not know what was going to happen.
Well, you send it 3 wide, and then another person decides that they can make it 4 wide in the middle of the banking turn at Talladega. You're going to probably see some sparks. And sparks we did. And here comes the yellow flag, and now everybody's back into the pacing laps. 20 of 94. We've got 74 left to go. And let's see how this shakes things up. We have lost a couple of drivers. It looks like Wyatt Gray, Jacob Albert, and Ryan Skalny. They were, I'm not sure if Ryan Skalny was in the race, though. I think he might have been spectating. As they come on down into pit road, let's go to commercial, folks, and we'll be right back here on GridVision. Stick around.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, folks. The green flag is getting ready to wave again at Talladega. Joe LaCastro here on GridVision calling the NiS Top Split, the Ryco Performance Friday Night Top Split. That's the word I was looking for. Right now up front, it's Garrett Maines, James Holzer, and Tommy Gossett holding down the 1, 2, 3 as we finish what is the second set of pacing from our second yellow tonight. I say only because I kind of expected a few more, but 22 laps in, we only had 2, and they haven't been that gruesome. So, fingers crossed that the night goes well. Pace car is off. Our drivers are poised and ready. Here comes the zone. And there's the green. We are go.
Here, Maine's going to get a nice little bit of an advantage here on that inside line with Tommy Gossett and tow. Maine's coming up to try and cover that outside line's momentum, though. We'll get in front of that 17 of Holzer, but here comes Holzer down to the bottom of the track with the 12 of Brady with him. Oh.
Maines did not like that at all.
Huge crash.
The big squeeze. Wow. That is unfortunate. Definitely a big squeeze down from Garrett Maines at the top, as you said. He went up to the top for the block. The top said, nope, we don't like that. We're just going to go right around you. And when he came down, started the 12 doing a wiggle, and that wiggle just started everybody messing up. The 12 went, 3 went, 17 went, and the whole field. Unfortunate situation.
Really
right as we were getting back on our feet.
Really heartbreaking for Clayton Hoffman, who was minding his own business and just got caught in somebody else's mess.
Yeah.
He has had the worst stint of luck the past few weeks. Here you go. You see that 12 machine is real tight between him and Maines. A little bit of contact. 12 starts bouncing up. Looks like they kind of got hooked together. 12 of Brady. Just around they all go.
And that's the way it's going to go, unfortunately. Let's get another view here from Shearer Jr.'s point of view. Ooh. He doesn't escape either.
Heartbreaking when he gets so close to making it through, and then just one car shoots down out of thin air. Sends you off. Here we are on board with the 12 machine of Brady. Just gets up there into Maines. A little bit of contact, running tight, racing deal. No.
It starts with that oscillation. It really killed him.
He starts bouncing the car off straight. Next thing you know, Hoffman's there, and unfortunately, Hoffman not able to keep it as straight as Maines was because of just a different angle of how he got hit.
Got a number of cars going down pit road right now. Gossett, Maines, Garcia, Brady, Barbarema. Mostly guys who need to get a quick fix after that situation, but everyone's got 4 tires to play with.
Yeah,
maybe top up on some gas if you got time.
A little bit of fix up, fuel fuel is imperative here.
Oh yeah.
You're going to be expecting these guys to try and stretch this tank as long as possible because we keep getting cautions. You know, we might end up in a situation where you can get away with taking one stop under green.
If you get them just enough and in just the right spots, it all adds up. Now back up at the front. Let's see who's left after that, or at least who's doing the pace lap right behind the pace car. I think that's James Holzer. And then Justin Levine, Corey Ensing, still up at the front. And Brandon Bikey, Ensing, and then I guess also up at the front, Brendan Evans in 5th place. Levine's up 10 places right now. Holzer's up 9. Ensing's up 8. So that whole crew is just moving themselves wholesale through the grid.
I will say that we are only 25 laps into this thing, and I'm not going to say who, what, or when, or why, but tempers have been boiling over in the chat since probably about lap 6 on this one.
Well, maybe that will turn into focus, turn into that nice razor's edge. You know, you want to channel that sometimes into something on the track. Some folks can do it, some can't. I guess we're going to see.
You're looking for positivity, man. I just see chaos when they start getting... Because it's one thing, man, when you're at a mile and a half, everybody can get away from each other, and they start getting irritated with each other over the chat. You know, they only see each other once every, handful of laps. Over here at Superspeedway, when everybody kind of gets a little pissed off, it gets bad because they are nose to tail from start to finish throughout a run.
Yeah, right on top of each other. You don't get a chance to get a break from that guy. He starts living rent-free for a little while as the lights are off on the pace car. Up at the front, Holzer, Levine, Ensing, Bikey, and Evans. Going into the back stretch. Lap 26 of 94. We've still got plenty of race left tonight. Point number 3 on that list of keys was do not perish. And so far, it looks like most of the racers are still out. Kenny Brady and Ed Shearer Jr., unfortunately, look like they're 2 that are not back out on the track.
Yeah, but my heart still goes out for the snow blindness and cats. That one really affects me.
Scares the hell out.
As well as our producer, Austin Derbyshire. He told me a few years ago that Perrin became snowblind after they had a blizzard up there in Canada, and she ain't been right ever since.
What a shame. My heart goes out. Coming in hot. There goes the pace car. Everyone's getting itchy.
Poor Karen.
This one's for Karen. As the cars come around and look for the zone. That's James Holzer at the front, and he's going to take it away as we go green once again on GridVision.
Holzer's going to slide it back up there to the top, cover Levine coming in at turn number 1. Going to lead Levine back down to the bottom. A little bit of makeshift teammates up here.
Yeah, very similar move to what we saw earlier out of Mains, but not quite as aggressive. It didn't. It was a smoother block.
I think for Holzer it was a case of no, I like what Levine does here at the plate tracks. I want to have the guy behind me that I trust as opposed to the guy that I don't. 31 machine eventing.
Yeah.
Here comes
right
Gitter.
Now it looks...
Gitter working up on the top with Gulata. Here comes a huge block from the one machine of Mains. Everything will get dicey. Here comes 31. Going to take the top line now, too. Trying to get to the front here.
4 wide.
That whole
Very
outside
briefly,
line's
4 wide.
Yeah, the outside line's going to stall out right now, though, because there's so much going on, and these guys aren't connecting the way they should. Here comes that middle lane, though, with the 31 getting a huge shot from that one machine, and Garrett Maines on the back straightaway. And just behind them is Tommy Gossett and Nicholas Roman.
And we know how that goes. Tommy Gossett is looking to make moves as he has been all night. He's moved down a little bit from where he started. He wants to make his way back up. He had an unfortunate situation for the start of the race where he ended up in the center lane when there was no one there to help him, and he fell back very far from first down to 23rd, and now he's working his way back up through 5th.
Oh, here comes Tommy. He's going to split the middle. He's going to
got
bring
the
looks
help.
like Froman with him.
Whoa!
No, don't do that. No, just swatted Levine right down the track through 1 and 2. Thought he was clear or trying to make a hole.
Really thought he could make it. Yeah, he thought he could make it. Levine, credit to Levine for holding that steady. Wow. Took a right hook to the jaw. Holzer with a big block.
Whew. Skid marks following behind that one machine right now, and I can't tell if they're Goodyears or something else. But here comes a huge move to the top for Tommy Gossett. Going to try and get that lead from Holzer. Tommy is not wanting to work with anybody. Teammates, other teams, doesn't matter who it is. Tommy is just in it for himself tonight. As you see him get stuck in the middle here, he's going to get split.
This is round 2 of Tommy Gossett getting hung out to dry, unfortunately.
Insing, what a move. From the top rope all the way down to the apron here in 1 and 2 to take that bottom line from Holzer.
It's the same move we saw earlier from other drivers, but cleanly executed and done right, you're going to get the results you want to get, and that's how you get it done. However, the outside line now has got something to say.
Yep, here comes Roman with a huge shot from the one machine of Maines. Little 2-car tango here as they come down through the tri-oval.
That's my
The
pick.
outside line is going to clear. They are just breaking up on the bottom.
If he wants to move down right now, this is Roman's time. The bottom line's breaking up, forming that middle line again, unfortunately. There they go. Straighten it out a little bit. Now to the inside. Logan York. And Patrick Gitter. Gitter on the inside, losing momentum, not able to find a spot to put it. He's going to fall back into the nose of Boyd, who gives him a big shove to try to keep him in the race. And we'll see.
See Levine down here trying to make some headway on that bottom line with the 41 machine of Houghton in line with him and Vasquez behind that.
In the middle now.
3 wide, though.
Gossett moving to the middle. Also to the middle. That's Logan York. Big blocks. 3 wide, 4 wide.
Patrick Gitter had the lead for about a 16th of a second. They got shuffled out into the middle. Now he's going to fall all the way back. Hell, it looks like past 15th.
Yeah, he's gone. He just pulled a Tommy Gossett. You're up there at the lead, then you get shuffled out for 1 second, and you lose all your places.
Rough. Everybody up here so selfish tonight.
Yeah, no one's gonna give. No one's gonna leave room for you. If you have the room, you gotta take it, and if not, don't do it. We've seen a couple of times tonight people just getting doored when they think they have the room. At least it looks like they do.
Rocky Nation on their feet as Rocky Boyd leads them into 1 and 2. He gets stuffed back up to the outside line. Gonna try and wait for a huge shot from that 17 machine of Holzer. Oh, just
not
lose
clean.
it. No, he does lose it.
Not
Rocky
a
Boyd
clean
hard into the
shove at
fence.
all. Not a clean shove at all.
No damage.
Lucky again.
I
The
can't
skill
tell.
of
A
these
little bit of
drivers
crease.
tonight.
Little crease on the right front. Hard to see, though. But back to the lead right now of Roman leading Maines and Gossett up here in the top 3.
Top line's looking
solid
good.
white. Yeah, cue ball car there in 4th place, that 19 machine of York. Where'd he come from?
He kind of worked his way in. He was on the bottom line for a while, and then he decided to work his way out to the outside, and it looks like it's worked out for him. He found a spot and was able to keep the momentum. However,
Look at this run Levine's getting.
Wow, he went for the block for a second there. It looks like York is just a little bit, maybe a little bit testy on the wheel. He went for the block, didn't have it, had to get back in line, or else he was going to lose his position real fast. He knows the deal.
Well, when you see a pink Mustang charge at you going about 220 miles an hour from the from what it looks like in the mirror, you're going to try and go down there and cover it. But Levine looked like he was going somewhere, but didn't find anywhere to go after a couple seconds. There's a lockout up here at the front.
And now we're starting to see the field split a little bit into 2 packs. We've got the big pack at the front, and that's most of the cars on the field. And then there's a pretty large gap back within the disorganization. The guys back there are a little bit unsorted. It looks like they're trying to figure something out to get in line and charge back up towards the front pack, but it's going to be a little tough for these guys if they don't get a little more organization going.
Right now you see them 2 by 2 now up here at the front. Levine leading that charge on the bottom with Roman leading the charge up top. Side by side coming in turn number 1. But here we are 3 wide further in the back of the pack.
Is Roman going to look for it? Is he going to throw it?
I thought that 22 was going around for a second.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I missed that. I was just looking at Roman for a minute there. Let's see if the 22 can keep those wheels under the car. That's James Bomber.
That is where I like to keep my wheels.
You don't want to put the wheels in the air. That means something is definitely wrong with the car. Up at the front, 1, 2, 3.
Outside line right now, so strong. 3 of them Ryco machines up in the front up there, locking bumpers, pulling a bit of an advantage on that inside row. Inside's a little bit more of a mixed bag.
Nice.
The 16 trying to make a move up here to the top. Rocky Boyd was trying to get around that 19 for a second. 19 throws a block. We'll keep Boyd cycled back in there for now.
It's Logan York in the white 19. He's been really dogging these Ryco cars up at the front a lot of this part of the race. Holding his line. York's making it look good.
Oh, huge run for Gulata right now. Coming up through the middle. Picked up a handful of spots there. Going to get behind that 13 machine of, I believe that's Benjamin White. And a huge shot from the 21 to get her.
Joseph Gulata is now up 10 places, hanging out there in the middle. We got a 3 wide situation across the board as we got a middle lane now forming. Still though at the front, that's Roman.
And some of these guys are looking very squirrely when you get the bumper put to them. Very squirrely with the bump drafting. That right there could be a huge issue here at some point not too far from now. Just the wrong lineup, the wrong push.
And that's that.
Next thing you know, a handful of cars spinning around.
That's right. Lap 38 out of 40, folks. 39 now out of, 38 out of 94, I meant to say. Oh.
See Rocky Boyd on the inside line now, leading that charge on the bottom. Good run out of him so far this evening. Got that 20 machine behind him.
He really has been a contender. He's been able to take his car up 24 places from where he started this race and maintain that movement. Even through a couple of wrecks, it looks like he's resilient. He's been bouncing back.
Yeah. You see him lined up right now with Bomar. Bomar was such a good pusher the other night. In the Monday night, the car was green, now it's pink. down here locking bumpers on the inside, showing us what he had Monday night as he pushes Rocky Boyd up here, attempting to get him up to the front. Rocky,
Boyd's out.
Rocky's around, coming out of 2.
Yeah,
Good
Boyd just
save.
could not hold that push. Big save. Got back on the track. Everyone's giving him very much needed props at this point because that was a hell of a save from a very, very big push that he got. So Boyd now trying to get his momentum back up. He falls back, unfortunately, a good number of places back to 22nd. But what a run out of him. I expect to see more out of him tonight for sure.
Yeah, and a lot of people throughout the years, again, Rocky, a lot of grief. Been picked on a lot here in the A Open and the NIS series, you know, for some mistakes that he's made that, you know, maybe deserve to be picked on, some of them not so much, but tonight he's doing a masterful job keeping that thing in one piece. He's been in multiple situations where that thing should have been absolutely turned around, tank slapped against the wall. Watch him right here. He's got Bomar locked into that rear bumper. He is dead sideways chasing it down to the apron, and he manages to keep that thing under him. Props to you, Rocky.
Yeah, major props. Back on the field now. Here up at the front.
Excuse me. There you find that changes up the bottom line, though. Now Levine leading the charge with the faux Ryco machine, the 27 behind him, Vikey. And I can't tell which one of the Conti cars that is off the top. I think that's Baloo. Yeah, it's Baloo back there behind him.
Levine challenging Roman now overall for first with just enough speed to do it for a second. Roman says, all right, I'm done with the top line. I'm going to throw a quick block. But he can't decide exactly where the speed's going to be in the long run. It looks like he wants to stay up with the rest of the Ryco crew. But he threw a little bit of a block down earlier. Let's see if he does it again here.
I'll tell you, it looked like they were never going to get those Ryco cars formed up, working together. But they finally figured that out here in the last 15, 20 laps. Now it just doesn't seem like you can split them up.
Got a new GridVision subscriber. Thank you, Tie-Dye Sky, for subscribing to GridVision.
I think I know that dork. Possibly.
Our valued viewer.
So I'm getting absolutely roasted by our producer over here. Love it. Always feels good, you know.
Up there at the front of Roman. Got a little bit of a car length, but really not trying to drive too hard.
No, I mean, you don't get the opportunity to get away with as much drag as these cars have, and as potent as that draft is behind them. And also, if you're Roman, you don't want to get away, because as soon as you get away and build an advantage, that allows that guy behind you to build a run. And next thing you know, you go into the corner. They come from about 2 car lengths back, and they drive down the bottom and leave you out to dry.
We got some passing happening right now. Kenny Brady down on the inside. He's a lap down, a couple laps down. He's getting passed by the field. Looks like Ed Shearer Jr. Also kind of in the middle of the field right now.
Yeah, those are just
Could
guys
potentially
you
be
saw,
getting passed up.
Those are guys you saw earlier get, caught up in that wreck a handful of laps ago. That's how fast it is once you lose the draft, how quick you go a lap down. And here we go. As we start to get down into the laps where the fuel mileage is going to start mattering. So you got guys out here right now, 21 laps of fuel. Some guys up to 25 laps. It's been, 25 laps since they pit.
It's going to start getting down to the wire for the strategy to kick in.
Yeah, it's going to be huge, because if you're one of those guys that didn't take fuel, you're not liking your odds compared to the guys that did. Because those extra 2 laps, man, it's a huge difference. Those extra couple laps in the tank.
It really is. It matters everything when you get down to the line and you're riding on fumes. Everyone else is trying to calculate how much they can do. As we approach the halfway point of tonight's race at Talladega.
You see that one machine of mains trying to dip that nose out a little bit from behind Vroman as they come through the corners, trying to get a little bit of air to the grill to kind of cool those temps. And you see him right up here on the straightaway get locked back up, trying to push that line. That is the dance that the driver in second place has to be in rhythm with all the way throughout this thing if they're trying to follow behind somebody. You see Vroman trying to give him a little bit of air, ducking it down a little bit. I'm sure they're talking in chat right now between the two of them about what they need to do to keep that one machine of mains cool as he pushes Vroman and keeps him up there in the lead.
Yeah, there's a lot of inter-team strategy that's got to be playing out here, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these guys making moves at the same time, if anything, because they have a pretty solid monopoly on the front of the race right now. That's Vroman, Mains, Gossett, Aaron Vasquez, also in the lead. The outside line has it very firmly in place. It looks like the inside line dabbles every once in a while, kind of threatens to get enough speed, but just can't quite get ahead of steam enough to get rid of these 4 cars from the outside. And if they wanted to, they could come down and close the door whenever they need to, like right now.
I'll say one thing, too, something that you're going to want to keep your eyes on. Got this little, it's a sea of Ryco right now. But we saw it Monday night, sea of Ryco, but you had that handful of Conti cars run in the middle the entire race. They got to run right at the end of the thing with about 3 laps to go. They just came from the middle of nowhere. 2-car tango pushed their way through the middle of the field and got all the way up to the front and got the lead when it mattered. Looks like they're keeping business as usual right now, running a handful of them there. I think Gulata has some kind of an affiliation over there, not 100% positive. But, I mean, we've seen him and Gitter working together all night with that 17 machine of Holzer. So that could be something to keep your eyes on as we get later into this thing.
Roger that. As there's being a little bit of shuffling going on at the front. Again, nothing too crazy. The Ryco cars have still got it. That's Aaron Vasquez in the middle. Starting to get the shove as it looks like the inside line is finally getting its stuff together. Making the moves, pushing forward, looking to get Nicholas Vroman a little bit of a challenge as we go through lap 48 of 94. Vroman down to give him the squeeze.
Yeah, right now trying to pull the side draft on that 12 machine of Garcia. Not having much luck with it, though. Levine is absolutely playing into the fuel cell of that car on the inside line.
Truly is. There goes Garcia with a big boost now. The 29 of Brendan Bikey. And the inside line has flip-flopped with the outside and taken the lead.
Oh, but not for long. Levine goes up to the top, trying to get in line with some teammates. Oh, we got one to the fence. I think that's Gossett. Or is that Mains?
That was an accidental bump
Mains.
from Garrett Mains into somebody else there. Mains thought he was clear, was not quite clear.
Ken, we got to change the numbers on these things when we come to the plate tracks. I'm fighting for my life up here trying to call it, brother.
Same.
Give us the different colors, man. Oh,
something.
Sweating.
There goes Logan York to the outside. Vroman passing up in the middle. He makes it 3 wide.
Look at this. Levine going up to that middle line, using those lap cars on the bomb as a pick, trying to slow the progress of that inside line. Gives him a little bit of room, though. Thinks about 13 machine is going to dive back up in front of him, but it's going to break the momentum of that inside line, and here comes the top. Levine going to get a charge and a huge push from that 95 machine of Roman. It's going to keep him in the lead here at the stripe.
Absolutely. I think before too long, though, Levine's going to realize that the cars behind him are pushing him to drive harder than he wants to drive. And if that's the case, he's going to have to get out of there eventually.
There ain't no such thing with Levine.
Yeah?
That dude is completely fine with bringing home just the steering wheel. He's just here for the fun.
That's what we love to see.
Oh, somebody got tore up pretty bad there.
Yeah, big down to the inside. Who's that passing by right now?
I don't know, but you see that left side tire smoking. Looks like something busted on the toe link on that thing. Probably blew a tire.
Right. Levine now holding back Vroman. Here's a little replay, a little GridVision replay.
Well, he just had one tire.
That would have been the 37 car, Sean Anderson.
Rough break for him.
Up there on the outside.
Justin's out here doing what he loves so much. Leading
Driving
3 lanes
fast.
at a plate track.
Just got the
Right up
shove
against the
now
fence.
again. Sorry about that.
You're fine. He's probably over there rubbing his, Lucky Dale Jr. diecast right next to the wheel.
Ooh, the top
But
line following
huge
now.
shot. Huge shot from the 19 machine of York to the back of Blue on the inside line. They've made up a whole lot of ground there in 3 and 4. Lost a little bit of the momentum, though. That outside line still just so much more stacked up than that bottom line. So hard for the inside line to really be able to break free when you got so many fast cars up top.
And they're all working together.
Somewhat.
Somewhat. That's fair. I shouldn't be too
Somewhat.
for some.
Oh, Blue gets
Whoa!
turned in front of the field.
That
Brings
was
it down to the apron.
That was
Another one on the
unfortunate.
fence. McKissick, hard contact with the outside wall down the center of the back straightaway. Looks like he got turned. Worried about the about wheel damage to that machine after that hard of a shot. 'Cause it was not a square tap.
No, that was a jab. That was a hook. To bring back the boxing term I used earlier, that was definitely a hard enough punch that the vehicle could have some changes after an impact like that.
Yeah, when you tear them up here, you might as well just park it, because once that tire starts dragging, you're going nowhere.
Yeah, unfortunate but true.
Them wheels are really fast when they go straight. When they run around a straightaway, they'll go in the angle towards the inside wall. Not too fast.
Not
They
too
go
fast.
sideways.
Not what you want to do with that wheel in the long run. As we're on 54.
Had that happen to me at Kansas last week. Ran 40 laps with the toe knocked out, and it's the first time in about 5 years, but I blew a tire.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it was miserable, especially since we
Ugh.
had pace to run top 10. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's the way she goes.
Going through one of them ruts.
Well, we hope
See,
that
right
you
now-
get out of that soon and you get nice, clean finishes with good results. No more of that.
Well-
No more of that stuff we were just talking about. No,
Well,
bad
3
stuff.
wide maneuver a little bit further back in the pack. I think that's Evans that decided he want to take the middle.
Brandon Evans in the 25. I think you're right.
We haven't talked about him much today. Running a
Not
clean
really.
race, staying out of trouble.
Yeah, he's up from ninth place right now. He's making moves, but so he's been in the front of the race for most of the race, but
I'll say that's a sick-looking paint scheme he's got on that machine, too. Black and yellow, man. I don't know what it is, but it always works.
beautiful. That speed, he's making it work, but on the outside, the Ryco cars are once again taking that outside line for a ride. And up at the front is still Justin Levine.
That's the problem for the rest of these guys, man. You got to have a handful of cars.
New subscriber also, Tyler Hunter. Thanks for subscribing, Tyler. Welcome to the show.
Welcome
Oof.
to the grid.
Welcome to the grid. Yes.
Gossett with a nervy move there. I thought that was going to be a car on the wall, but now there is a car on the wall. The 19 of Logan York gets stuffed up by Joseph Gulata going into turn number 1. No harm,
Can
no
they
foul,
hold
but
on to it? Gulata back a little ways, but still doing okay. He's up 10. James Bomber, who we haven't talked about too much, he's up 20 positions. He's in 6th place right now.
Look who just worked himself at the tail end of this lead pack right here on the outside on that Congo line up at the top. Matt DiZiani. We haven't talked about him any. He's been riding around the back this entire race trying to keep the thing clean.
That's true. His Team Conti car.
This is how you know we're getting close to pit stops. You see a lot of these guys that have been riding around the back, minding their own business, trying to avoid the chaos, starting to work themselves into the picture so that they can pit with the guys that are going to be at the front of this pack when they come down pit road so they don't lose too much time.
That's your best bet. Yeah, when the pit strategy is dictated by a car that's far enough ahead of you, you need to be as close as possible as you can to them.
You see them dive down, trying to work their way past the lap traffic. A couple torn up race cars up there at the top. I think that's Rocky Boyd. Unfortunate break for him.
On the inside goes that Ryco line.
Here's the question. When are they going to pit? It's coming quick.
Yep, any
And
minute
it's
now. I wouldn't be surprised if it was this lap or the next lap.
And who's going to be the guy that's going to jump down through the gears a little too quick, throw that thing into a wheel hop, and bring it around sideways coming into pit road? Because that's a classic mistake here at these plate tracks. Trying to get
Yeah.
just a little too much, trying to stay as close to the pack, trying to cut a couple people coming into pit road. Next thing you know, it starts wiggling, and, well, you're looking at all your friends that you're trying to race out your front window, making eye contact.
Wiggling your way straight to hell. Not
It's
what you
more
want to do.
purgatory. It's more like
purgatory.
purgatory. When you lose the draft here at Dega, man, it's more like purgatory. You're just running
That's
practice
fair.
laps at that point.
Just taking numbers and
There
waiting.
it is.
There goes the pit. The big dive.
The biggest gainer right now, Garrett Maines. Oh, locked up. I wonder if he sped.
Maines sliding across the line. Real stylish like. We'll see what happens if he ends up with the black flag for speeding. We'll find out.
If he doesn't get a penalty, he is going to be the happiest person with the fact that iRacing does not have flat spotted tires yet.
Yeah, it's true. Leave it that
Yes,
much of a slide.
He'd be riding around on stop signs by now.
Dum, 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 dum. Speaking of riding around, here they come out of the line.
And here's that-
Levine. Looks
Right
like
now you're
Levine
watching-
wins it off the line.
Right now you're watching that pack led by the Connie cars. Right now the guys that didn't pit last time. Handful of cars here. Looks like about 8 or 9 competitive. With a couple lappers mixed up in it.
Just a few tossed in there for good measure. That's Gulata, that's Gitter, that's DeCiani, Holzer, and Forrester up in your top 5 right now.
But this right here, this pit cycle, this is a strategy right here. This is going to favor these Ryco cars so much because they have so many numbers in this race.
That's true. And we can pit them all at the same time and they come out like a fist. It's just, they're just going to steamroll the competition. If they have those fresh tires and they're all working together, they're going to be a formidable force on the track.
I said, here we go, but it's only one car, that 30 machine, odd man out, coming down pit road all alone. Not how you want to do it here.
No, I always am in that situation where I pit and I look around me and I'm the only car pitting and I think, man, I've either got the biggest brain or the smallest right now, and I can never capitalize off it. So it's probably the latter.
Right now, Gulata leading it here. As we look at the charge, led by Garrett Maines on that second pack, the first cars that pit. You see how well they're formed, how tight they are, no room between them. That's a lot of speed. That's a lot of momentum that they're building up here. You can see the speeds right there on the left of your screen. See, I don't know.
Yep,
We gotta
there
wait
it
till
is.
it cycles back around so we can see where Maines and these guys are. About a mile an hour faster at the moment. Last lap, they were 3 miles an hour faster, so they're cutting into that advantage that's going to get paid back once these guys have to come down pit road.
Yeah, 3 miles an hour adds up
Oh, yeah.
when you're
very
running it
fast.
consistently. And this is some consistent driving here. Look at that perfect line of Ryco cars.
Oh, man, that
And we've got-
19 got just about jacked around there on the front straightaway.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. And we've had a lot of green flag racing lately. I do like that. Couple cars on the inside now, trying to work their way back out onto the track. And while we've got this little bit of a lull in the action, Let's get this.
See right now, do a lot of getting really well-timed pushes from that 21 machine at Getter. I don't know how much longer these guys are going to try and keep it out, but they don't want to get completely overtaken. And here it is.
That's it.
Everybody diving it down pit road. No big mistakes just yet. Everybody going to get in nice and clean. 13, huge lockup.
Yep, a little smoke, couple screeches, but this is going to be just about everybody else at the front of the race. And I think this might be a good time for us to take a little bit of a break, folks. So as everybody goes in and gets ready for the last push of this race, we are going to get ready as well. So stick around on GridVision. We're back here, folks. Going to cover some action that you might have just seen during our commercial break. We were enjoying the commercials, trying to learn a little bit about our sponsors, and this is what we saw. A wreck. A couple cars going around here. Here's the number 10.
This JR Barbarema. You get Joseph Galata right there on the bumper. Just a mistimed hook there. Miscalculated push, and around goes the 10 machine. Not much damage, though, on JR Barbarema. I think he's going to be okay. Looks like he maybe creased the front up a little bit. Nothing he can't fix. But that's just the nature of the beast of these plate tracks. You get up on that bumper at the wrong angle, and the next thing you know, the guy in front of you, he's not in front of you anymore.
No. Unfortunate but true, and it looks like that situation, maybe he was just a little bit too hard into the bumper, but I'm glad that it looks like Bob Arema has got just that little bit of a tap, and he can probably get back out onto the racetrack. We'll see what happens. We do have a couple of cars coming back down the pit lane. Looks like that's Joseph Piscata. Oh, and this is the race off pit road here, folks. Want to have a quick look at that?
This is Barbarema and Gulata got out there at the front. But this commercial here, this caution here is what really is going to help these guys. You see right here the Ryco cars all formed up. Look at how much of an advantage. These guys aren't even through third gear right now. And those guys up there on the outside that, came in a couple laps earlier, stayed lined up and formed up, absolutely gapped them before they could even get through the gears onto the back straightaway. So, very fortunate timing for the caution for everybody that doesn't have, Ken Byron's stickers on the car.
Yeah. Back to the front. Back to current time. In first right now, it's Maines. Behind him, Murray, then Levine, Houghton, and Vasquez.
What this really changes, too, is it looked like it was going to be a pretty tame race till the last handful of laps here.
Mm-hmm. Not anymore.
While we waited for everybody to get themselves caught back up and loop back up into that front pack. Now we're going to have, a 20-some-odd lap slugfest to the end here. Nobody has to worry about saving fuel. Nobody has to worry about tires, anything. Just stick your foot to the floor and hope it sticks. And if you get the run, try not to smoke the guy in front of you. But the later you get into it, it's going to be even less of that.
We've got the NiS version of Draft Masters, basically, at this point.
Oh, it's absolutely drafty car right now.
Yep, just drive it like you stole it and hope that you make it. Because the big one is still possible here. We've had a couple little ones, but we really haven't had the big one. We had one decently sized one.
We just had a couple cars spinning around. We haven't seen anything yet.
Up there, the lights are off on the pace car, so everyone's going to get checked up and ready here pretty soon. Been a good race so far, an exciting race. As we pointed out, it seems like these boys have been racing like it was lap 93 of 94 since lap 1.
You know what? We got ourselves a little lull here. Coming down the back straightaway, just a little bit of way to go to a green flag. I'd like to get inside of one of our drivers' heads out here. I'd like to know what's going through Justin Levine's mind.
Let's talk to him. I'll bring him up. There you go.
Hey, Justin Levine, Sheldon up here in the GridVision booth. Got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, so it looked like it was going to be a pretty tame, you guys stay in line and push to the end scenario. Now we got ourselves a nice little 20-some-odd lap dogfight. How you feeling?
Oh, pretty good. Sitting third here with Garrett in front and a couple of Rycos behind. Hopefully we get a nice jump here and we pull out and take over the top here and just control the lines until chaos erupts.
So I've been watching you all race. I'm expecting the chaos erupting is going to be coming from that number 1 machine in third place. What are you thinking?
Win. That's it. The only thing on my mind is win. If I'm not winning, I'm going down swinging.
That's exactly
Very
what we love to
good.
hear from you, and we're looking forward to seeing it, man. Go get them elbows up and knock something back for us.
Oh, yeah.
That was our in-car reporter, Justin Levine. He's sitting third right now. Got to be clenching a little bit as we get down to the line. 68 out of 94 laps. Getting ready to go into the zone is Garrett Maines and Alex Murray leading the pack. Let's see if we can take it all the way to the checkered flag tonight at Talladega. Green, green, green. There we go. The bottom line's got decent speed. First thing off the line, it's Garrett Maines. Levine behind him.
Good launching that inside for Garrett Maines. Outside line starting to get stacked up right now. Those that 22 machine of Alex Murray is getting a huge shot from Houghton through 1 and 2. They're going to be right there at the door as they come down the back straightaway.
Straightening out as the track flattens. Here we go. Two columns become 3. That middle column leading its way, trying to get ahead of the outside, but it's not able to get there. Who's that blue car? He just slided his way up onto the outside.
Looks like
The
a
line
Brandon
not looking good. Yes,
Brandon Schmidt, yeah, middle going backwards right now, led by Gulata. Just no energy
Nothing.
formed up right now. Clayton Hoffman giving everything he can to try and keep the dream alive.
Once
It's
again,
going to be a little bit.
Yep. It's going to be, right now, it looks like it's going to be Garrett Maines on the outside again on that top line, just flying. The middle line, though, has rallied and is working its way back up, leaving the inside now to eat a little bit of dust.
Yeah, but right now, still nothing for the top. Garrett Maines leading a Ryco stack of cars up against the fence, about 2 inches off that outside wall. Gulata with a hard charge down at turn number 3 with a huge shove from the 3 machine of Clayton Hoffman. They're going to get right up there to it as he got one moving down to the bottom. Levine, selfish, going for the win, he said.
He
Now
wants
he's
it.
down the inside, taking the lead here at the start-finish line.
The only thing he said he wanted was the win, and he's driving for it now. He's been leading the level of Ryco cars, been leading the line of Ryco cars for a while. Now he's leading them all. Back a little ways, we've got cars 2 wide, and going back, we got cars 3 wide.
Oh, Alex Murray gets turned into Garrett Maines.
Big loose, but we're still green.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, and Vasquez and Gossett around hard into the inside wall.
2 more cars into the middle, but we're still green tonight.
Oh, that was a chain reaction of misfortune for those guys further in the back.
Yep. Murray accidentally making the bump. Vasquez is down and out with that crash.
Oh, and here come the Conti cars up on the top. Here comes Holzer. That 26 machine of Baloo right behind him. All locking bumpers.
In the middle, down to the bottom. Gulata trying to hold on to it. Big block, wasn't quite able to do what he wanted it to, but he's hoping he can get some speed from the guys behind him.
Yeah, Gulata, huge block on that one machine of Levine, but it's working for him now as Levine is locking bumpers with that 98 machine, pushing him to the front. And here they come with a huge block to the top.
Not enough.
And it's going to leave Gulata out to dry, and Bikey is now pushing that one machine of Levine.
Levine refusing to let go of that first place spot, not really caring who's pushing him, as long as he's in front.
Just shy of 20 laps to go now. Every lap counts. Every second of this thing matters. Every move, everything has to be perfectly calculated. As you see him drive down to the bottom now, try to cover the bottom, get that push from Vroman. Try to pull a teammate up there into the mix. Maybe get yourself a little bit of help as you get later into this thing.
I love that situational awareness of Justin Levine. I like that he's paying attention to where the other cars are. Now behind him, it's Nicholas Vroman, who refuses to let go of the 14.
Oh no, Vroman will probably let go of him here at some point, just not right now.
Not right now, nope, not when the 14 is making these moves. Down to the bottom. Gulata once again looking on the inside line for some speed. Little wiggle
big
from the middle line. And they hold it.
That should have been a wreck.
Yeah, I have been, my heart has been beating insane. Beating insane rhythms out of my chest every time I watch one of these wiggles happen, and then these guys just hold on to it, find it. There's been a couple of wrecks here and there, but the amount of saves we've had tonight has been really, really phenomenal.
Oh, and huge block to the top. Here comes Bomar working his way into the mix. Outside line now, leading it. Second car in the field at the moment as he's side by side with Gulata here at the fence.
Bomar
Bomar's
25.
so good.
He's doing great
so good
tonight.
Monday night. And just wondering if he can capitalize. You can tell he's got something good under him based on how well he's been able to push people all week. Now getting a chance here at the lead with Levine locking bumpers with him down the back straightaway.
Bomar up 23, 22 places. Really rocking tonight. Hardest charger we've got on the field, though, is Patrick Gitter. Gitter's in 4th right now, up 32 places.
Gitter doing what I was talking about earlier, just riding it around, keeping it in one piece till it counted. Now he's up here in 4th. Levine kind of worked his way backwards through the field, ended up in the wrong spot, didn't make the right move, got put in the center, found his way back in. Now he's back here on the inside of Gitter, trying to make a move on that 21 Team Conti machine. Oh, and a huge slide for the 20, but a good save.
Just refuses to give up. I love it. Outside line looking strong right now. Inside line fighting as hard as it can, getting a decent push towards the outside as Gulata comes down a little bit. Outside line just freight training right past him. Or inside line just training right past him, excuse me.
Here's Levine back at the point, lap 76, coming to take 77. Got Holzer behind him, though. That 17 machine, what kind of moves he going to make? As you see him with a teammate directly behind him, the 28 machine of Baloo.
It's a new dance partner for Justin Levine up at the front. Holzer giving him the push. Behind him, that's Baloo and Bikey. Yeah, Baloo also up 4 positions. We haven't talked about him much, but he's been in the top 10 since he was a top 10 during the start of the race. Pitted around lap 66. He's good to go. As we cross 77 of 94.
Yeah, right now, Levine kind of in unfamiliar territory. He's been used to having teammates all around him at every second of this race from start to finish up until now, but surrounded by a bunch of cars that, realistically speaking, probably no love lost towards Ryco. You know, we know that
There's
there's
hostility.
been, you know, a little bit of feuding back and forth between all these different teams all year. Just about every one of them has been in some kind of a scrap at some point. When it comes down to a race here at Talladega, you know that these guys aren't going to try and lock doors and work together. They're going to try and do everything they can to move themselves up to the front. As you see Levine go down to the bottom, take that run from the 2021 machine. And Justin's just trying to keep everybody at bay at this point.
He's fighting a very defensive battle. It's a lot of trying to make a safe block. You're going to check up a whole row of cars. You don't want to do it in a way where you're going to upset them, but you want to do it in a way that says, I'm ahead of you, and I'm going to stay ahead of you. And so far, it looks like Levine's done good.
I think for Levine right now, the only thing that he cares about is those cars upsetting his car when he comes down to throw the block. You see him go up to the top of his teammate there. I think that's Gossett. After that heartbreaking spin down the back straightaway a handful of laps ago.
That's true. Yeah.
See if he can get that wounded number 80 Gossett Ryco machine back up there into the draft. Here we go. Here's the replay from that incident. See him and the 5 machine of Vasquez just kind of found each other trying to miss the wreck. Good save for the 5, though.
Very good save. Levine up at the front. Perfetti now behind him.
I don't think we've talked about Perfetti at any point this year.
Not yet. I haven't talked about him during this race, or I don't remember bringing him up, but it's good to see him up there at the front.
There's Lichtenberg in third, that 17 machine, right behind Perfetti.
Levine, Perfetti, and Lichtenberg. Lichtenberg up 20 places. He's doing good. We're crossing the line. We're on lap 80 of 94. 14 to go here at Talladega on the Ryco Performance Friday night top split.
And here comes Garrett Maines to the top with a huge shove from the 17 machine on Holzer.
That's what we love to see.
Maines
down
with
2 places.
A lot of damage.
Yeah, very beat up right now.
Yeah, he's hit just about everything but the lottery tonight, unfortunately. No doing of his own, just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, Talladega in a car. That's the wrong place, the right time. The right place, the wrong time. If you're trying to avoid any situations. But a guy like that, you expect that he can take a licking and keep on ticking, and we can see that he's doing so.
And look who's on the bottom. 95 machine and Nicholas Roman working his way up here into the mix as we get into the later stages of this, and he's pulling that 22 machine of Wesley Parker behind him, somebody we haven't even so much as seen tonight.
Not yet. Parker, not bad.
Oh, 3-wide move here. Here comes the 19 of Logan York, split in the middle.
York's had an aggressive few moments here. We've seen him earlier in the race make moves up, but then he got shuffled down a little bit. It looks like he's back in the middle, potentially getting shuffled, but he got a little bit of a bump to stay competitive. We'll see where he tries to put it. I'm not sure.
And what you just saw there, the 20 machine of Brandon Schmidt, that's how you can tell we're in that stage of the race where the give a damn meter is full. These guys are absolutely slamming no lift, just pounding the car in front of them as soon as they get to them. Not caring the world aside from moving near the line.
Yeah, that was York a second ago, slamming into Vroman, who lost a lot of speed.
Here comes Levine diving down, trying to cover the bottom. Coming back up to the top, throwing a block on the 21.
4 wide now.
Just about gets hooked. And new race leader, the 22.
Into the wall.
Wesley Parker.
Yeah.
absolutely nowhere.
Big 3 wide, a little more 4 wide. We got some smoke now in the back.
Oh, we got a wreck on the back straightaway.
Cars are wrecking.
That
We
might be
still are green. Get off the track, buddy.
Oh, it's
There
out.
it is. I thought we were going to get away with it for a second, folks. The yellow flag is out with just 10 to go at Talladega. And we're going to get a little
Unfortunate.
GridVision replay of what was going on there.
That
Whoa.
machine gets turned right there. Ed Scher Jr. gets just hard hooked, locks it up,
Yep.
and kept her parked for a minute.
Not much else you could do in that kind of situation. You got cars all around you. You get a little bit of a hook. In the just the right spot, you're going to taste it. Unfortunate.
What an interesting top 3 we have now.
Brandon Schmidt, Wesley Parker, and Logan York. Some very
you have
hard
them?
chargers tonight.
Did you have them on the bingo card here? I know I didn't.
And let's take a look at the GridVision schedule while we've got a second here going around. Talking about what's coming up next week. That'll be the week of October 7th. Here's what we've got. Tuesday, 2 races for you. First, we've got the Charlotte Roval. And then we've got the Talladega Superspeedway Ryco Performance Top Split on Monday night. Excuse me, Tuesday night. Pardon me. Also on Tuesday. Oh, it looks like Tuesday's on there twice. The first race is on Monday. Tuesday we got Charlotte SSRL. That's the Spartan Sim Racing League at 9:30 Eastern. Thursday we've got Chicagoland Speedway High Slide Truck Series at 8:20 Eastern. And Friday back to the Charlotte Roval for the Ryco Performance Friday Night Top Split at 9 Eastern.
I think we might got that. I think we might have that mixed up a little double there, because I do believe it is the Charlotte Roval that we will be doing the double for, and yeah, Spartan will be the.
Oh, it's all Roval week at Charlotte. My bad on that. I want to make sure I get that clear. If you like Charlotte Roval, this is your week. If you don't,
I think I might.
This is your week still.
In between my broadcasts next week, I might just go take a nap all week.
Not a bad plan. Keep that energy up.
No, I mean, hey, you know, we can't blame Darby for any mistakes on the schedule. Burris isn't around, so let's blame him. Come on, Taylor,
Done deal.
get it together.
It's just so unprofessional.
Yeah, right.
No, we love all the producers who make all the graphics here. They work very, very hard to bring you the best in class in iRacing live calling.
And I promise that we're not being held at gunpoint as we say this.
Not at all. Turn page.
Never. By a very, very angry Canadian and his cat.
Oh, angry Canadian. Oh, yeah, that's right.
In the way, Brandon Schmidt up here at the point right now, just a handful of caution laps to go. And then, look, man, I'm expecting full chaos here. I don't know what you're thinking.
I think
Oh,
we're
Joe.
I think we're gonna go a lap. I'll give you one lap before we go to another yellow.
So we're at that point, man. It's Talladega, it's NiS, it's Friday night. Everybody's, you know, either racing or watching.
Yep.
You know,
all
these
these
NIS
drivers are
wins.
turning.
You know, these NiS wins, you know, there's something big, you know. It's obviously bigger than, you know, just a standard A Open or a B Open or whatever else you run during the week. This is, you know, for most of these guys, this is the premier race of the week.
Yeah.
Everybody looks forward to and practices for.
This is what you're waiting to get done. If you're at this level, maybe with your iRacing career and you're racing NiS, this is it. This is the big league. This is where it all starts. And if you can put up numbers here, you're going to look fantastic.
Oh, we had a wreck under yellow here. That sounds like it. There's a big old fight going on right now. Sheriff Jr. and Rocky Boyd made contact here.
Let's have a little look-see.
Some kind of issue for Sheriff
Whoa.
Jr. and Rocky Boyd said he wasn't quite paying attention. Big fight there between the two of them. That's just an unfortunate deal.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that you just don't expect. You got somebody who's gonna park their car all of a sudden. It's gonna be tough to get, to expect that when you don't know it's gonna come. But then he goes below the yellow line and still gets bumped.
Way lights are out on the iRacing pace cars. They come out of turn number 4 into the tri-oval.
Let's shake off
8.
that wreck under yellow. Let's shake off the caution, and let's drive a nice, clean couple laps, boys. How about that? We've only got another 8 laps to go before the end of tonight's race, and they're looking to get things started. Brendan Schmidt and Wesley Parker at the front. The flag is now green, and we are go.
Brad Schmidt with a decent launch there. Going to pull that inside line with him coming into turn number 1. Thing nice and clean right now throughout the pack as they're dead even with that 22 machine bearing down on Brandon Schmidt on the bottom.
Schmidt, Parker, 2 guys who haven't led the race yet now. Wesley Parker on the outside. He's losing a little bit of speed. Here comes Levine.
Comes Levine, squirt in the middle with Holzer in tow with him. That 17 machine been such a good pusher all night. These two have worked together more often than not. But here comes Roman to the front. A huge move around the top. And he's getting hung out to dry.
Big push. There's the 28 on the inside. That's Channing Ballu. Wrecking in the back, though. Looks like there's a save, and we're good. We're still green. I won't let that count towards my will wreck in 1 lap. I'll just say that.
Here we go. Everybody getting their chess pieces moved in. Monty Carr's trying to control that middle line a little bit. But right now you got Roman and Levine leading this charge up here on the outside line at the front of the pack.
A lot of speed being generated by these cars now as they leave behind the pack. We're not in a 2-wide situation anymore. These are guys who really want to drive fast and get to the front, start that battle for the end whenever they want to start it. They don't want to be battling yet for the win. That's going to come in time. We don't have much time left. 88 out of 94. We've only got about 6 laps left in the race. Soon we're going to probably see a little bit more wheeling and dealing from this front pack.
Oh, and here comes that 13 machine diving down all alone, though. Gets hung out to dry. He's going to pick up a handful of spots here. He's going to pick up a handful of spots here, but he's going to give them back just as soon as he found them.
Yeah, every time I've seen him do that, I don't think he's capitalized off of it, and I've wondered why. That was Benjamin White. I'm wondering why he decides to jump down there with no one helping him out.
He's hoping that somebody will move down. He's hoping that if he goes down there and makes that move, somebody's going to come up off of this top and try to make a move with him. As you see, he finds help with Richard Garcia a little bit further back in the pack, but it's just not enough. Not enough cars at the moment. Almost had it there with Maines, but Maines just decides he wants to split the middle. He don't want to help nobody right now. He wants to get up to the front.
Yep, as he moves ahead of the inside line. Then there's Logan York also on the inside line, just getting cut off now as he goes back to the inside.
And here comes Pisciata down on the bottom with Clayton Hoffman in tow behind him. Haven't talked a whole lot about Hoffman today either, but he's somebody that's just as due for a win here in this series. If he can just keep it all together and stay out of trouble.
5 laps to go. The outside line is starting to lose their position now to the inside. Zooming by comes Joe Pisciata.
And a huge shove from that 3 machine of Clayton Hoffman. That right there is where that momentum came from. He just carried that lane on his back and pushed them through the corner.
Truly
And here comes the 19 with a huge
Pissiata.
block to Roman.
Can't do anything about that. He would need to juke around to get around to that and to get in a better position. Right now, it's Pissiata, Hoffman, and Ensing leading the race. A tight little pack of 3 down on the inside. The next thing closest to that is Logan York, who's leading the pack of 2. The pack that's going too wide. Can they capitalize with only a few lanes left? Let's see some rock and roll, says Alan Cleveland. Turn them loose.
Right around now, this is the point. This is the point where everybody that you've worked with, everybody you've hung out to dry, everybody that, you know, you've interacted with this entire race, this is where they're going to show their true colors. You see that 19 machine of York diving it down to the inside of the 91 of Pisciata. Pisciata's going to get that shove from Roman up on the outside line.
Roman waiting for his moment. He will strike when the iron is hot, but I don't think he feels it's hot enough yet. If he can just keep that momentum on the outside and get a good line.
Huge crash.
Yes, 2 down. We lost 2 to the inside there. We're still holding on to it. 2 more now. As we're peeling them off like an onion. Still green. 3 laps to go.
Yeah, it's just these guys aren't. Oh, that might be bad. The 16 all the way down to the apron, back up onto the track, but no issue. Everybody lets them back in line.
Wow. A couple of wrecks, a couple of incredible saves, but the machine says, let's keep going. And away we go.
Here comes Levine. Levine diving down to the inside, trying to get a shove from that 19 of York to try and get him up to the front of the pack. Is York going to be strong enough to get him up there, though? And now Pisciata's going to have to come down and cover it.
Pisciata with the big block to the inside. Now a block to the
Pisciata
middle.
going to try and block Roman. That was almost a wreck. That's really going to hurt that outside line.
It is, yeah. A lot of speed lost. A couple cars down to the apron now. We got wrecking behind.
Huge wreck.
Yellow's out.
Oh. That's, Oh, no, don't. Oh, I thought that somebody was going to smoke him right there.
Wow. A little bit of wiggling. That outside line and just got turned in, the pink car.
Yeah, the Pepto-Bismol machine slides up the track just a little bit into the 27 of Bikey. And around they go.
Repeatedly shuts the door on him, keeps shutting it over and over. And this is where we are. Pisciata holding on to the lead. We are going to be in the first attempt of a green-white checkered situation.
And we get 3 of those.
Yep. Let's just hope it's 1. But you know how it is here at Talladega. When you've got green-white checkered, that's when, like we've said, people are going to put their foot to the floor. So the likelihood of us burning through another one, hey, it's there, folks.
Yeah, that right there is the incident at the front of the pack. 16 getting turned down into 31. Huge, huge hit to the inside wall for Corey, which is such a shame because that 31 has ran such a good race all night. Devastation for him.
Big salute to the 31 machine. Amazing race, and that might just be the end of it. And that's going to be it for Corey Ensing.
But now Pisciata's found himself up here in an optimal position, depending on how the lines work out here. Race lead, green-white checkered, right up here on tap. But we know how hungry Levine is. We know that he said it was going to be win at all costs. He doesn't care if he wins it or wrecks it. He's doing one or the other.
He just said, I'm going to win. I'm just focusing on winning.
You know, not trying to be a homer here, but Levine, one of the most capable plate racers I've ever come across with on this service. It seems like we come to these tracks and he brings home about 5 to 10 wins every week that we come to him.
And he's got the chance tonight, the way he's been racing.
Yeah, and there's not a situation in a plate race that man has, you know, ran on here. There's not a situation that he hasn't been in.
Pace car going around.
Outside of that, we got, a handful of underdogs here. We got Logan York. They're in that third place position in that solid white number 19 machine. He's run such a good race here as we got to the tail end of this thing. And then, also right behind him, you got that 22 machine of Wesley Parker, somebody we don't even talk about. Haven't even talked about much this year. Running such a great race, in opportune position to possibly walk home with a win. And then the ever so capable Nicholas Vroman and James Holzer right behind them in the next row. Like, this thing's wide open, man. Anybody can win this thing at this point.
It really is. With Roman in 5th, there's a very good chance that he's going to drive this straight to the podium. We got, like you said, a number of people who have something to prove that are in positions tonight where they're just going to want to hold everyone back from passing and making those big plays. So we're going to see a clash of titans here at the end of the race, and I think that it's going to play out in an interesting way. I really think it is. So far, it's been an interesting race. Very interesting race.
We got Richard Garcia out here who's ran a good race tonight. Been really consistent in the past handful of weeks. McKissick's out here. Somebody that I don't even recall seeing his name until this week. Running good in that number 16 machine, that's for sure. 8th place. God, I love the excitement of these plate races once we get down to the end because you have no idea what's going to happen.
Right. We got a viewer in YouTube saying, "Go Vroman."
Well, unfortunately, he can't go right now. We're under caution, but give it a couple of minutes, or a couple seconds.
Go
here.
immediately. Drive fast while everybody else is driving slow. You can win.
We'll say the onboard for Vroman will probably be incredibly exciting here on this restart.
That's a good point.
Because he's going to throw that car places that it probably ought not to go, and he's probably going to find a way to make it work.
Well, we're going to see that restart very soon here because the lights are off as we come around. And up at the front, Joe Piscata and Justin Levine, are getting ready to take us away. Still on the back stretch here. I keep looking at the thing and thinking that's got to be turn 3, and it's turn 1.
Just be grateful you weren't on here when pace laps at Talladega and Daytona were four laps long.
Oh man, see, I also forgot that Talladega has a grandstand on the back stretch. So when I see the grandstand, I think that I'm near the start finish line. Not the case.
Can't remember. Do they still have the backstretch grandstands here?
I don't know if they have them in real life. They do in here.
And I know they took them down at Daytona. I can't remember if they took them down at Dega.
Well, get ready, folks, because it's about to go down. Looking for that start zone in a few seconds here are Joseph Pisciata and Justin Levine. It's our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Here comes the Geico start zone. And we are green.
Pisciata with a good launch, going to come up here and try to cover the top line, try and throw a block on that one machine of Levine. Where's Levine going to go? Levine going to take it all the way up against the fence here, trying to get by that 91. Now 22 is going to get down to the thing. Pisciata's left in the middle.
He's throwing it 3 wide. Pisciata is getting left behind. The speed's just not there. The speed belongs to Parker and Levine right now.
Parker getting a good shot from that 19 of York, but that 16 giving a huge shot to the one Levine. Outside line going to be predominant right now as they come into turn number 3. Levine up to the lead.
He's staying high. He's not bringing it down, not looking for the block. He doesn't need to throw, keeping his turn nice and smooth. There comes the block down to Wesley. Parker is not having it. He's not happy about it, of course, but he's biding his time. He wants to get around and see that white flag.
At this point, Levine driving out of the mirror more than he is the windshield, trying to block both lanes, keep the momentum up, and try and keep this thing locked up to get the win. White flag in the air just a few seconds ago as they come down to turn number 1. 22 Parker, huge shot to the back. Here he comes up to the top, trying to take it from him. And Wesley Parker to the lead down the back straightaway with a huge shot from the 16. But here come Levine and Vroman on the inside into 3.
Parker in the lead, McKissick behind him. McKissick trying to keep Parker ahead. Can he do it? He brings it down a little bit. Levine with the nose now on the inside line. If he can get a push from, the car behind, he might be able to do something with it.
Here they come through the trial, though, for the last time. Levine to the inside. Is he going to be able to get done? Yes! Levine
takes it by a nose. Finishes it just 0.015 ahead of Wesley Parker.
And the Superspeedway ace himself strikes again. Levine with a huge shot from the 95 of Nicholas Roman. And you see what the difference maker here is. Just that inside line so much more formed up than that outside. That 16 of McKissick and Parker, they were just kind of all over each other, just about turning each other. As you see Roman just giving great straight pushes to that one. And that's the difference maker right there. This is going to be an exciting interview, I can tell you that.
Very, very impressive. Well, it went from him telling us he was going to focus on winning to him winning. And you said it yourself, Sheldon, when you said we look forward to seeing you in victory lane. You called it. Justin Levine takes it at Talladega. We're going to send it to commercial, folks, and when we get back, we'll be talking to a few of our winners. So stick around here on GridVision. We're back, folks, and let's recap how things went tonight at Talladega. First place went to Justin Levine. Second, Wesley Parker. Third, Nicholas Roman. Fourth, Brandon McKissick. Fifth, Richard Garcia. Sixth, Brandon Evans. Seventh, Matt DiCiani. Eighth, Joseph Pisciata. Ninth, Logan York. And 10th, Channing Baloo.
In 11th place, you got Benjamin White in the 13 machine, followed by Benjamin Forrester in the 30. 13th is going to be Maggie McGuire with Scott Perfidi bringing up 14th. 15th is going to be Tommy Gossett with James Houghton in 16th. 17th is James Holzer, followed by James Bomar in 18th. 19th is going to be Brandon Lichtenberg with Brandon Bikey rounding out your top 20.
And going into 21st place, that's Joseph Galata. 22nd, Garrett Maines. 23rd, Talon Smith. 24th, Junior Balrema. Junior or JR? 25th, Clayton Hoffman. 26th, Patrick Gitter. 27th, Brendan Schmidt. 28th, Jun Soo Lim. And 29th, Rocky Boyd III.
30th place is going to be Aaron Vasquez, followed by Zach Rinker in 31st. 32nd is Cole Hooper with Alex Murray in 33rd. 34th place is going to be Corey Ensing with Edward Scherer Jr. in 35th. And then running out your field in 36th is going to be Kenny Brady and Sean Anderson in 37th.
Phew! Nice list of names. Very, very good race. And we're going to jump over to some interviews now, folks. We need to talk to our top three placers. And we're going to start things off by talking with Nicholas Vroman.
Hey, Nick, man, third place finish. We get to talk to you again this week. I know this interview is going to be an absolute blast, but, you were the determining factor there for Levine getting that thing done, and how's it feel being able to put your teammate to victory like that?
Honestly, I don't fucking like it. I wanted to peek out so bad. I was like, me and Levine, he's a good guy. If it was anybody else that had fucking Ryco in a car, I probably would have hung him out. But Levine's a good guy, man. So I was like, I was about to fucking blow up. My oil was hot. My fucking water was hot. So I was like, fuck it, we're gonna push him and hopefully I don't die and blow up or he wins. And car held out and then he got the win.
And beyond that, I just gotta ask, how the hell do you have a clean race at Talladega? Because I've been trying to figure that one out for years. Man, all race long, you didn't throw a fender in the wrong place. You brought it home in one piece. I don't even think you got turned around any. How do you make it work?
Nah, it definitely wasn't clean. I got turned around on the big one between, I think, Garrett and whatever that other guy's, Kenny. I went head on to the wall, had like 50 seconds of damage. I was thinking it'd be like 2-3 minutes. It was only 50 seconds. But, it just comes down to seeing the air, man. I can see the air out here. It's a lot of fun, seeing this air and making the right moves. And, sometimes I get hosed, but, it's just all part of it.
Well, be grateful you can't smell the air, because I know there's a couple times that Justin crapped his pants, and you were right up there to him there at the end, so.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, Jesus. But either way, who do you want to thank for this third place finish tonight?
Everyone on track, man. There was a few big wrecks, but honestly, it was a fun race overall. It wasn't just single filed out. It got single filed out a little bit, but it was good racing, good clean hard racing in my opinion. Nothing too crazy. So shout out to everybody on track. It was a lot of fun. Everybody at Ryco, man. What's that guy? Ben Kyron, I think. He's not bad. Old Ben Kyron over there at Ryco. So he's pretty cool. I guess he did a good job on the set. He's a fucking maniac. Let me tell you this. You ever see the water boy and the professor, the Ubla Amagata dude?
Yep.
Well, that's fucking Ken, man. He's trying to explain to his customers and shit how to qualify. Dude's like the Ubagama, whatever you want to call it, dude from fucking Waterboy. So that's Ken. Yeah, that guy, the Colonel Sanders guy. That's fucking Ken. Colonel Sanders, Ken. But I guess shout out to Colonel Sanders.
Respectfully, I could say I could see that assessment.
Yeah. Ryco and you guys, man. I'm sure it's a fun race to go back and watch.
Yes, well, be sure to check it out. Thanks for coming up here and talking to us tonight, and hopefully we get to see you Monday at the Roval.
Yeah, you'll see me, but fucking, I don't know, if I could beat one of those fast, European guys again, I'll be fucking ecstatic. So we'll see.
We'll see you in third.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take third. If I get fucking third,
ones.
that'd be amazing. I'll tell you that. You might see me in the wall, though.
Well, that's also possible. But either way, thanks for coming up and talking to us tonight, man. Have a good one.
All right, later.
Alrighty. Gonna switch things up, and it looks like I don't see our second place, Wesley Parker, right now. So we're gonna switch it up, and we're gonna talk to Justin Levine, our winner.
Hey, Justin. Sheldon here, man. About time we got you in victory lane, man. How's it feel?
It feels effing awesome.
So have the dogs settled down, neighbors,
No, you're gonna hear them. They are so wild. I think they're more excited than me, and they don't even know what's going on.
So, dude, you did an excellent job controlling both lanes pretty much from the start of this race. You get down there, green, white, checkered, man. It's NiS, it's Talladega. We know what happens. What is going through your head?
Nothing. When I mean it's just all reaction time, I can't even recall what I had to do to get back up front. All I know is on the restart, Scotty tried to block me, or both of us move up to the top. I saw whoever the red car is, I think Brandon, and I got to Joe's right rear, and it was on from there. I saw Wesley move, and I felt like Nick was going to have the better car, and I made the right move there, and we came home a winner.
So, I've always wondered for a long time, man, what is the secret? Because you are so good at these plate tracks. Very rarely do we see you finish outside of the top 10. How do you make it work? Because most people, we go to the back and hope that everybody wrecks, and then you either get caught up in the wreck or the wreck never happens. Whereas you're up there in the top 5 the entire race and somehow manage to bring it home every time. How the hell do you do it?
Attack. always attack, be up in the front, go down swinging. If you're gonna wreck and get knocked out, at least you were fighting for the lead. I can't tell you how many times I sat in the back and ended up in someone else's wreck because someone didn't slow down or who didn't hold the brake. I'd rather put the wheel in my hand and drive the hell out of it.
Man, drive the hell out of it is exactly what you did tonight. Who all do you want to thank for this one?
I gotta thank Ryco. This is one of the best super speedway cars I have ever had on this sim. I despise this next gen. I love this package. I just think it's a little too strong with the side draft. But when I mean this car is a beast, it is absolutely unstoppable. As you can see, all the Ryco cars went from back to front all night long. But most importantly, you guys and all the viewers tonight, like, can't thank you guys enough. Best broadcast team. Austin's fired. He's my bad luck charm. Get out. You gotta get rid of him.
Well, maybe he'll get lost at Talladega this weekend.
I hope so. I hope he has a good time.
Yeah, here's hoping, man. The fella needs to unwind a little bit. But either way, thanks for coming up here and talking to us tonight, and thanks for putting on, man. You were just about to show 3/4 of that race, man.
Thank you.
All right, well, hopefully we get to see you next week at Charlotte, and we move forward here.
Okie dokie. Moving on to the end of tonight's race. Wrapping things up, I'm Joe LaCastro, up in the booth, joined by Sheldon Atkins, and over in the truck by Austin Derbyshire. And Sheldon, are you looking forward to next week?
I'm not sure what to be looking forward to because I haven't seen the Roval on iRacing in, God, feels like forever. So I'm excited and nervous all at the same time, but it'll be a fun show.
Any way you slice it, it's going to be a fun time here on GridVision. One more quick look at the calendar here. Don't forget to schedule your winter league with us. It's going to be about that time, so reach out if you're interested. And from the entire GridVision team, I want to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. It was nice to see folks chatting us up here. For more information on getting that league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, hit us up on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. And congratulations once again to Justin Levine on winning tonight's race at Talladega. This has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire. We'll see you next time on the grid.